Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Think Tank.
Yes, happy
I've got Mexi
Saturday.
helping me out today.
Hello,
She's
hello.
my guest. So, hey, welcome, Jessica Chapis. Nice to meet you. Hi, Dandy. Hi, Shauna. Hi, Jessica. Nice to see everybody. So, there's been so much going on with these murders, unalivings in Moscow. So we thought maybe we would go through some things. There's been some updates. There's been, maybe clear some of the rumors that are going on and
Yeah, that's going to be difficult.
check out the maps.
Yeah.
What's that?
The rumors, because I mean, those are hard to like dispel from like what the cops have said, and it's just
Oh, for sure. For sure. And there's some confusing things going on too. Like, are they targeted, or is this somebody random?
Was it what person targeted?
Dog have anything to do with it?
Yeah. And were they
Right?
sleeping? I mean, obviously we know that they weren't completely sleeping because they had defensive wounds. One,
Exactly.
2, not sure.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you and I were going through some of the pictures this morning, now we're kind of wondering why those stools are knocked over. And was
Or were
that
they
part of
placed
it?
there?
Exactly.
What's the deal with that?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of questions. So I was thinking maybe we can start with some of the updates. What do you think, Mexi?
Sounds good. Get it rolling.
Let's do. You betcha. All righty. Okay, so this is from the city of Moscow. And anybody who's really wanting to kind of keep up with what they're doing, it is a great site to follow. There's a fair amount of information on here, and they do update it quite regular. So this is on the King Road homicide, and that is the one that we're discussing today. Detectives are looking into developing context for the events and people involved in the 4 unalivings at 1122 King Road in Moscow, Idaho. Anyone who observed notable behavior is asked, or video surveillance, can provide any relevant information. Okay. So the telephone number 208-883-7180. There's the tip line, TIP line at ci.moscow.id.us. And there's also the digital media for the FBI.gov/Moscow, Idaho. So there was that press conference the other day. And basically what we learned there
was nothing.
Absolutely
nothing.
Not a hell of a lot. Not a hell of a lot. We've got a little bit on their resources. Yeah, and then just a bunch of really confusing, contradictory information.
Yeah. What I'm like really annoyed about was, I understand, police can't disclose a whole bunch of stuff. And as the public, you don't really need to know everything. But they need to like clear up some things. Like the 911 call for me is a perfect example of just, why didn't you just say that it came from one of the roommates' phones? And that'd be it. Yeah. Instead, people spent like a whole week like being super confused and speculating and looking into like all these different things. Like,
exactly. And they're saying just take the information from them. I mean, they've got, like I say, this website is like it's a good resource, but still they're not giving us the information that we really need. There's a lot of oh my God, a lot of words, but no information when it comes to a lot of this.
And you see them kind
you
of
know?
walking back statements too, as far as like Dandy just said, like, how can 4 people be killed? And then the cops are just like, no one's in any trouble, no one's in risk, like everybody's safe, like carry on with your life. You're like, there's like a mass murderer like running around.
Right?
You haven't caught him. Like,
Absolutely.
how are we safe? Exactly. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. You know, and they're saying that they don't have any suspects, but there's no danger to the community. Then they're also saying that there was that dog, which is a scary situation all on its own.
yeah.
They're saying that's not related, but they don't know who did that either. So it's it's confusing. And then I was watching one of the interviews last night with it was Kaylee's dad. And he said one of the frustrating things was even at the very beginning, all they would say is they were killed with a sharp instrument.
Yes. Why
So,
didn't you
right?
right, just say it was a knife. People are just like, "Oh, like, did someone file an axe and bring an axe with them? Like, did they just use, like, a
r-
sharp, pokey object and just say it was a
Ex-
knife."
e- exactly. There was no reason to hide that piece of information. And in my opinion, there's more reason to let people know because there are a lot of guys and girls that really like to collect their knives.
Yep.
So, yeah, I agree with you, Blifton. Press conference were to say, look at all the work we're doing. Yes, exactly. So I've also heard, I haven't seen anything on it. I don't know if any of you guys in chat have, but supposedly that night, they were killed, they're saying between 3 and 4, but supposedly on that night, there was a white car parked on the street. And it would have been what? King Street,
Mhm.
kind of. Yeah. Now, I haven't heard of anything other than that, but I am really interested in it because who's got a white vehicle? Can we be possibly looking for a white vehicle?
Yeah. And
You
there was
know?
that one also that I keep harping on because it was at the fraternity house, like, where Ethan and Xana
Mm-hmm.
were hanging out that night. There's, like, a band field right behind it. It's less than 100 yards away from their home. And, like, at 3
Okay.
o'clock, 3:30, there was cops there. There was and they're suspected to be have, like, been killed by 3 and 4, between 3 and 4 and 4
Right.
AM,
Yeah.
and there was a whole bunch of cops in the
Yeah.
area. So, I mean, I can only imagine, like, what as a killer, he's, like, doing what he's doing, and then he's like, "Oh, man, there's sirens and there's cops out there less than 100 yards away. What's the
Yeah.
do you stick around? Do you go out the back door? Do you, like what
Well,
happens?"
and there was something else that I'm kind of curious about that attic.
Mhm.
I don't know about that attic. Was that used in any way? I didn't
Yeah.
see anything around it, but I didn't see
Frankie, how do you get I'm sorry, Blifton. Um,
Discord.
yeah, like, how do you, send a link?
I think we go down to the bottom
Actually, hold on, let me just do this.
online.
Copy. Sorry, Blifton. I'm gonna I'm looking at it now.
I am going to I don't know if mine's doing what it's supposed to do or not. Let's see here.
Mm,
Come on. Get back to this in a second. I want to make
yeah,
sure
I'll
that
look at
this
this. You can continue on with I'll look at this for a second.
yeah, I'm going to copy and paste mine too and see if this works. Do you want to test that out, guys, and see if it if it takes you where it's supposed to.
Yeah, Dandy, now that you say that, there was like, I think it should probably be on the 3rd floor, but there's a crawl space, like an attic crawl space in that house too. So
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. Like Dandy's saying, she had a friend that killed another friend. He hid in apartment crawl space for a week while the cops looked for him. Yeah. This is the thing. This is absolutely the thing. If you leave the holes blank, people fill them in, sometimes wrongly. And that's exactly what's been going on, Shauna. You know,
Because then the
that
cops want to say, like, kind of call out sleuths or the internet or YouTube or, social media and say, guys, like, stand down, please. Like, we got this. Like, you're just swirling rumors around, blah, blah. But rumors are happening because they're not being exactly very clear about.
Exactly. And even the families that I've seen in their interviews, they're saying the exact same thing. They're putting out just enough to confuse everybody, not to help. You know, the only way, even this knife, the only way that kind of came forward is someone went to one of the stores that the cops had been to and said, what were they looking for? And they were, what was it called? K-Bar? That great big, I've got a picture of one of them in my community tab on YouTube here. Actually, there's a whole bunch of information in there that's been put through. Check out our Discord when Mexi gets hers figured out. And if you don't mind checking out that link I posted in there, make sure I've got it posted right as well. There is a lot of information in there. We usually spend our days in there researching, and that's where we put the information. So
I see permission. It's got to do with the permissions. Sorry, guys.
Same thing happened when, okay, let me see here. Same thing happened. When you get a link, there's an expiry time by default. You have to tell it to last forever. Oh, I'm going to have to go in there and poke around. So that means our Discord links are no good?
That's interesting. I had never seen that. Like, I hadn't actually checked out to see if they expire. I thought there was just,
Yeah. Okay, that one worked. Is that for Mexi?
Yeah, that one that I posted was my personal Discord.
Okay. Blifton, did you test out mine by chance? How quickly these things could be solved if they let the public know more. I agree 1000%.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not talking about all the details. Yeah. I don't need to know like all the details, but just be clear. Because that 911 call, I spent a few days like racking my brain. Like, was it a neighbor? Did the neighbor kind of like look through the window and see one of the kids like sprawled out in view?
Exactly.
Maybe from the top floor. Like, I was just racking my brain for days trying to.
Yeah.
It just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, it did not make sense.
Mine's expired. Okay. I'm going to look into that, Blifton, and I will figure it out. Thank you. Well. Discord. I am going to copy it. Do you mind if I put this in here, Blifton, and you can tell me if this one works? I don't even know what this is, so. Okay, so I'm going to jump back into this for a minute here.
Yeah, we'll work on Discord. If
Absolutely.
mine works, just like hit me up. You'll find Franky something like in there eventually.
Yeah, we're kind of, absolutely. You get one, you get the other. So this summary came out yesterday, and this is from the 23rd. And this one's the 25th, so yesterday. On the evening of November 12th, Kaylee Goncalves and Madison Mogan were at a local bar called the Corner Club at 202 North Main Street in downtown Moscow between 10 p.m. and 1:30 a.m. So we've got this stuff on a map that we can kind of look at. On November 13th at approximately 1:40 a.m., Kaylee and Madison were seen on video at the local food vendor called the Grub Truck at 318 South Main Street and used a private party for a ride home from downtown to arrive at their 1122 King Road residence at about 1:56. So they did update this time. This is the proper time. Before they had it at something like 1:45, and I know the family was quite upset about that. Okay. Sorry, guys.
Lifton, you found me. We're friends. Cool beans. Comes up, but it wouldn't be notable if tree dead.
So, okay, that's not a link. Okay, I'll worry about that. Sorry about my dog. She's every time she sees deer, and right now they're everywhere. She's got to make sure I know about it. So investigators have determined that Ethan Chapin and Xana Kernodle were seen at Sigma Chi House on the University of Idaho campus at 735 Nez Perce Drive at approximately 1:45 a.m. Ethan and Xana are believed to have returned to the residence. It was previously reported that Ethan resided at the home. However, it has been determined that he was just staying the night. Detectives believe that on November 12th, the two surviving roommates had also been out in the Moscow community separately, but returned home at 1 a.m. on November 13th. The two did not wake up until later that morning. On November 13th, their surviving roommates summoned friends to the residence because they believed one of the second floor victims had passed out and was not waking up. At 11:58 a.m.
That makes no sense.
Pardon me?
That just
I know. Yeah.
And like I said,
was
maybe it's a girly thing, right? Like girly girls. I'm thinking like a bunch of sorority girls, super girly. They come into the house and they see somebody kind of just like laid out on the floor. They know what they're seeing, but they're not approaching the person because they're too scared.
Yeah, like it makes Yeah, like it's almost like maybe the brain's shut down for a second and decided to, because we can look at these pictures in a bit here, but we seen where that blood runs down the side of the house. And that is from the bedroom that they were in. I'm just going to see if there's anything on this page. No. So how did they not see blood? And if they did their brains just block it right out?
Yeah.
And last night I was watching Plunder, and she was saying, I think it was Kaylee's father that said that one of the girls did hear something that night and went to sleep. I don't know if it freaked her out or what, but she did. I don't know if she locked her door. I don't know what happened, but supposedly one of the girls did hear something happening upstairs. So it says
that
multiple
must have been
people
right
talk
where Xana and Ethan were then. It had to have been.
That's my thoughts. Yeah. There's no door that stops from floor to floor. So the girls the ones downstairs, they had to literally lock their bedroom doors. But someone could get in and out of that house if that door was unlocked, straight up the stairs, and you're on that second floor. Like you don't even have to go anywhere near the girls' rooms.
You mean from the kitchen to from that back door to the stairs is like a straight shot, like as well?
Well, yeah, you go in the back. Yeah, you go in the back door and you turn left right away, and you're up the stairs. And if you go straight, you can go around to one of the bedrooms, right? But you'll
Yeah, but
see in one
it's
of the
like,
videos where there's Mhm.
well, I was gonna say like Xana and Ethan, like if they were in that room where
Yes.
they're said to have been, where people suspect that they are,
Yeah.
if you didn't know the layout of that house, you would never know that there's a room back there because
That's the thing.
you have to walk through the laundry room and bathroom to get to that room.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to pop into some of these pictures. Might as well look at them while we're
Chit-chatting. Because
Yeah. Or maybe I'll go over to my Discord. We'll see here. So the house. Okay, so this picture here, this blood is coming from Zaina's room right there.
Mhm.
And at one point, you can almost see where there's a line, comes here, and then it kind of drips. It's coming from underneath. It actually went over the pipe here in that picture. So, and then the house, from the way I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, Maxie, you go in this door and the stairs are literally right there to go up, like
Right.
right there. And then you can go a little bit further and then into the bathroom and into this bedroom.
Let me see if I can actually pull it.
Yeah, so Zaina,
Different.
let me know if you need the screen.
Mm.
So we've also talked about, so this room here is Kaylee's bedroom. Sliding doors straight onto the deck, but there's no stairs or anything to connect you to that deck. What there is, I'll see if I can find another one with the other view, there is a large tree. So, I mean, in the
Yeah,
20s,
someone
I
could
could have scaled a
parkour.
tree,
Yeah, someone can
right?
parkour their way up onto that
Exactly.
landing right there.
Exactly.
Mm.
This is about the size of knife that they think that they're looking for, because of course they have not found that either.
Here we go. I've got a pic of it.
Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay, I'm off.
I want to share my entire screen.
One of the pictures of them dusting for prints. Who are the people standing behind them? I'm going to have to take a peek at that picture again. Okay, Shauna, thanks for being here. It was always great to see you. Stay safe. Stay away from that electricity.
Yes. Bye, Shauna. See you soon. Hopefully sooner than later. For sure.
There we go.
Yeah, but you want to just switch over to my screen really quick? Because
I think I did. Did I?
Yeah. Yep. No, I did. Yeah. So
Okay.
this is what I'm talking about, like parkouring. You can scale this tree and just hop onto the deck.
Easily.
Yeah. That's one way to get in. I don't know if that's how they got in, though. I'm not sure.
And we know that the front door is probably the one that has the keypad, right?
Yep. And then this, I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bit lagging a little bit, but this next picture that I just pulled up, this is the layout of the second floor. So, my little mouse. So like right where
I can see it, yeah.
Yeah, you can see my mouse. So right where this mouse, my little hand is, this is where the blood was dripping from on the outside. And if you guys can see, like, so if somebody came in through the back door or that sliding glass door, they would just hit the stairs. Where this little foyer
I agree,
is,
Blifton.
that's the stairs to go up to Kaylee and Maddie. And then Ethan and Xana would have been in this room. So like, why? Unless you know the layout, you would have to know that there's a room back here.
That's the thing. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and I think a lot of us are of the mind that this person is familiar with that house.
Yeah. Unless it was just by chance he doesn't know where anyone is and he's just walking around looking.
That's pretty brazen. Yeah.
Yeah, very.
Yeah. And then the sliding doors where those stools are. Where are they on here?
Yes, those freaking things.
Oh, over by the kitchen here. I see it.
Yeah.
I do find those interesting. There we
Those
go.
stools right there, these. Who put those there? Were those there before? Like, is that the way they were sitting?
Yeah, did they
If
get...
the girls did that, it looks almost like it's wedged up against that slider. So it's like almost like you wouldn't be able to move it if it's wedged up like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the deal with those things are.
Yeah. Yeah. We were talking about this morning, and I'm wondering if somebody got chased through the kitchen. And you know how when you're running, a lot of times you'll throw, but then there's also were they trying to get them out of the way for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. And in this picture here, you can kind of see where it looks like they kind of moved them out of the way. You can kind of see them in the back. They slid them out of the way.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That guy's wearing his hazmat suit. I couldn't believe that one picture of those. Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Okay.
Like, I think these are just all investigators. Is that what Blifton was asking? Like, who these people were?
I do believe. Is that Blifton the ones you're wondering about?
Well, I think they're just like part of the investigative team.
Yeah. So it almost looks like that one woman has like a camera. So maybe they dust, she takes pictures, or vice versa. Okay. Yeah, Blifton says, yep.
It'd be interesting to see if like that whoever did this was maybe like peeking in through the windows.
Yeah.
Checking to see where people were.
Yeah.
Who was there? Because this room, this is also a bedroom where they're dusting.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's this back window back here.
I think it's the back one.
But that's supposed to be like an empty room, isn't it? Like, I don't think anyone, unless one of the girls moved upstairs.
Yeah, I heard talk about that too. But it does sound like that particular night, both girls were downstairs. And I was watching, can't remember who it was, but they did say there was a possibility that she had moved up to that second floor. But that particular night, they're saying she was probably downstairs. I thought some randos came to take a look. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah.
But I mean, oh man, I wish I would have like taken some snaps of that. But like behind their house, there's like a little parking area, I guess, that's shared with the apartment complex.
Okay. And right. That's the area that they've cordoned off lately.
Yeah. So like this little area right here.
Yeah.
Someone can actually just hang out right here and look. You can look into
the
third floor because you can kind of see the deck right there. They can look straight into the third floor, straight into the second floor from into the kitchen.
And there's enough trees there to shelter somebody if they want to like start hoofing her out of there. I'd like to know more about this white car that was supposedly parked down there. And if it's got nothing to do with it, I can't see anybody running down these streets. So with all that bush there.
And I think from like the news, from just like news reports that I've seen, like this house right here that has like the blue car that's like in the driveway, this house right here is filled with other sorority girls. There's like 4 other girls or something that live there.
Exactly. So this is part of the reason they're going with targeted.
Yeah, like at that point it's not so random, because if it was random, he could have just picked any one of these two or
Exactly.
anybody else around, because these are all like, it's Greek row, as they call it.
Yeah.
So it had to be
Yeah.
specific to them, I think.
So this is just my theory. It's not based on fact. It's just based on how I feel about this. I really think they need to look hard at Jack. He could be totally innocent. I mean, we don't want to bother him or anything, but he's
Mhm.
the one that I'm most suspicious of at this particular point. I just see him watching that gut truck on live feed on Twitch, getting all pissed
Mhm.
off. You know, it's
Oh,
just
I
my
didn't even think
own
about
thoughts.
that,
Like I
yeah.
say, it's based on nothing.
Those
Did you
calls
want to
are
bring up
weird,
your mail or
though.
you've got it up already?
Yeah.
Those
Those
calls
those
are very weird.
the calls are very weird because I just don't know. I'm trying to, like, go back to, like, my college days or, like, whenever I was, like, dating someone and then break up, like, did I do that? Just excessively call someone and then use my friend to excessively call them as well? Because you think, like, if he's
Yeah.
not answering your phone call, he's gonna answer Maddie's phone call?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
I used to be, when I drank, I mean, like I said, it's been quite a few years, but when I drank, I was that girl who would phone lots. Like, I feel like talking. Do you know what we did tonight? What do you think about this? Like, and I was friends with most of my exes. So I didn't have any problem. It's like, how come you didn't show up or whatever, right? Or, I mean, maybe Jack was pissy with her and she didn't like
Mhm.
that because
I
we
didn't
don't
realize
know if
that there
she.
was, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no.
I was just gonna say, I wasn't
I
aware
wonder
that
if.
there was, like, a significant age difference between them. I
No,
didn't
he's
realize that.
26.
Yeah, so he's already
Yes.
like, he's out of school, he's probably has an adult job, so I can see
Yep.
him, like, not answering his phone to his 21-year-old drunk ex-girlfriend, you know?
Right. Right. But do we know, like, from what my understanding, I guess, is that Jack wanted this back. She left and he wanted her back. So
Is
if
that
that is the case, pardon me,
I was like, is
I
that
kind of got.
the feel for that? You got that vibe?
I do. I do. Like the mother saying, we love Jack. They were going to get together and have these babies, and
Yeah, they were gonna
Jack's
eventually
really
get married,
sad.
eventually have children, and I'm like,
Yeah.
is that wishful
So she's
thinking?
saying that. Yeah, to me, she's saying that for Jack.
Yeah.
She's, do you know what I mean? Like she did love him. She's dead now, so I mean, she can say whatever and make Jack feel good. But I think Jack's bad. I that's my vibe. That's what
I mean, I can't say yes or
I would
no to
hope
Jack, I
not.
just know that he can't be ruled out because you have to look
Exactly.
at that's the first thing that they do. People, like, if I would die tomorrow, the first people they're gonna
Yeah.
look at are the people that are closest to me, the person that lives here.
Oh yeah, I'll be looking up your boyfriend and your roomie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right, exactly, like,
You
those are
guys
usually
better
your
be okay because I'm coming.
first prospect, like, your first instinct is to look at the
Yeah,
people closest, and you also have to look at, like,
it is. Yeah,
the what recent changes have there been, and that's a recent
exactly.
life event. It was them breaking up.
It is. Yeah, yeah. And Kaylee just bought that new
Yeah, that
Range Rover,
rain.
right? Beautiful
Mhm.
vehicle. Oh my word. So I found it really interesting that she wanted to go back and show it to
To
Maddie,
Maddie.
not to, yeah, not to her boyfriend, but she wanted to go back specifically to show it to Maddie. So I'm just wondering, how jealous was this guy? How insecure was he? Was he
I mean, they
insecure
broke
enough that
up
he
for a
sees her
reason,
at the
right?
grub truck?
They
Yeah.
broke up for a
Yeah.
reason, right?
Yeah.
And no offense to Jack, I
So
mean,
it'll, yeah.
he's a cute guy, but
Oh no.
Kaylee, ooh, she's beautiful.
Hmm. She is. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, no offense again, no offense to
Mhm.
Jack, but just saying.
No, but I mean, he definitely got himself a good-looking girlfriend
Yeah. And
and
from what all the
kind.
friends say and everybody says that she was just like so lovely. Like she was just one of the best
Yeah.
friends that you could have, super silly, just a jokester, always doing pranks, constantly looking out
Right.
for everyone. She just seemed like they're making her sound like she was just really a genuine great
Person.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So is there any way we can zoom down to 1122?
So zooming down. This won't actually let me because obviously Google
Okay.
Earth. But
Right.
because I guess like the Google car didn't actually go all the way through there. You can't actually get to like go
Oh,
around
is that what it is?
the house, but you can't go around.
Slacking on their jobs.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you show them where that car may have been parked, that white one?
So that's their house. What do I don't know about that white car. Was it like parked somewhere on this street right here?
Yeah, from what I understand, basically where that silver one was, or up where those garbage cans are.
Okay. So
So right in there somewhere.
and they skid
Yeah.
out, huh? But that's just the thing, like
Yeah,
these
they were
white
taking
car this area, like this house right here, is filled
yeah,
with other girls.
yeah,
These are all probably college students. This is
yes,
just such a
yeah,
huge like party area. People, I mean, if you listen to
exactly.
neighbors, they constantly say they're used to hearing people at all
Yeah,
hours of the night coming in and out of there or walking down the street
yeah,
yelling or whatever.
yeah,
Noise, just noise. So I
yes.
mean, that car could
Yeah,
have
and that
been anybody.
it it could have been. It could have been. Yeah. And what did you say? I hadn't read that, but did you say that Jack he doesn't drive?
No, no, I didn't say
Or
that.
I may have missed. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, I think you said Dylan didn't drive.
right, like we were trying to figure out like
Sh-
what
Yeah,
cars belong to
right.
who, and I don't think Dylan had a car, but I can't be
Hi, Connor.
for sure.
Okay, it looks like a one-off house, not on a row.
Yeah,
Exactly.
they're
And
not
actually,
cookie
that house
cutter
was built in.
houses, yeah, like, and they're just
So
placed
the
wherever.
first floor and downstairs, they were that was the freestanding building at one time. It was just that one floor and then the basement. And then later, they totally added the top level and added it
I didn't
to the second floor and put a deck and a patio back there.
right, because that, let me
So,
see if I can closed it out. So if you look at this, it'll pop up here in a second.
mhm,
Um, this was originally where this laundry area was originally the kitchen. So it's like they added
right.
this whole back part, the kitchen, the other bedroom, and then added the top floor, the third floor.
Yeah. James wants to move into this house, if I remember correctly.
James. Right. He had raving reviews about it, I'm sure.
He did. So there you go. New roof system over existing. That kind of explains it a bit too. You can kind of see where the attachment came on. Yeah. So there's all those different trees and there's bush. There is ways for a person to get out of here fast. I don't understand why there's no blood tracks though. That confuses me. Regardless if he hurt himself or got hurt, it was a messy scene.
Did
So
he
there
bring a
should be
change of
something that they
clothes?
could,
No.
right? Yeah.
Was he wearing all
Yeah.
black?
But there's an exactly. Exactly. Yeah, black with what was that one thing that we read? Oh yeah, he went into the house with a black ski mask. It's like,
Yeah.
how
Oh
did you
my
know that?
God. I was like, who saw that?
What's your name and
Who?
address, please?
Right. Who the hell saw that? Like,
So from their house to the gut truck and where they were
the grub
partying.
truck?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. I lost the house. There it is. So they're less than a mile away from where that grub truck was.
Yeah. So are you guys a little confused as to this private driver versus an Uber?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Especially
confused.
when it was Kaylee's sister who was like doing some research of her own and said that
Right.
she had asked neighbors for
Yeah,
like
the
their
doorbell
ring,
cams.
yeah, ring door cams or whatnot to make sure that whoever this Uber, she called it an Uber, dropped them off.
Yes. Yep. Yep. And the interview I watched last night with the family, they also said Uber. So, I mean, there again, I mean, I don't want to diss the cops. I don't want to feel like I'm just dissing the cops. But that it started out as an Uber. So why did you change the phrase to confuse everybody to a private driver? If we just left it be, people wouldn't be thinking, okay, who
Right.
is this guy? You
Right. And
know?
now that other guy, that Joe guy, the guy in the tan hat from the surveillance,
Yes.
the bigger guy, he
Yeah.
was saying, like, he said that like a black four-door sedan or something like that pulled up and was like yelled at the girls, and then they took their food and ran off and got in the car. That's not
That's
an
what I heard
Uber.
too.
That's not an Uber picking them up.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's just this is the kind of information that I don't think that they need to hide. Like, just say it was an Uber or it
Yeah.
was
A
somebody they
friend.
knew, but we can't release that information right
Yeah,
now.
and that's fine. But like, where's right? Like, I'd be satisfied with that.
Yeah.
But like, why is one family is saying Uber and you're saying it's not
Right.
an Uber? They might have taken an Uber to the club, to this corner club place,
Oh, that's possible too, right?
and then maybe an Uber to the grub truck.
Mm-hmm.
But then some private party picked them up and took them home.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's just enough information to confuse everything. So the
Mm-hmm.
grub truck was right beside where they were socializing that night, right?
Well, let me go down a little bit. But this here is the corner club. This is where they were hanging out at night from like 10 p.m. to like
Yeah.
1:30.
And this is where that heavyset guy with a tan hat was as well,
Exactly.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's come out to
He was
say
drinking there as
that,
well.
and this is just my personal opinion from looking at the surveillance, Maddie
Mm-hmm.
looked gone. She looked wasted. You could, the way she was
Yeah.
walking,
Yeah.
just she was bumping into trash
Yeah.
cans.
Off balance when she, yeah.
Yeah, just I don't know. She looked really, really gone. Kaylee
Mm-hmm.
though, Kaylee didn't. She looked a little bit more steady on her feet. Like I can
A
say
little
like,
bit. Yeah.
yeah, just a little bit more coherent. She seemed to be walking okay. She
Yeah.
wasn't bumping into things.
And what was that guy's name? Kevin? Didn't he say, "Oh, I seen them at the corner club and they were so drunk
That's
they were
Joe.
just ew"?
Yeah, that's
Joe.
Joe. Let me see if I can find
Yeah, what a thing to say. Like, they were so drunk, they were just
He
I
said,
thought just,
"Ew."
"Ooh."
Ew. I
Yeah.
was like, "Who
Ew.
who are
Yeah.
you, sir?" Like, "Who are you to"
"Who are you, sir?"
Surveillance. Scrub truck surveillance. Scrub truck surveillance. This guy.
Yeah, yes.
This is
Yeah.
Joe, I think. This
Yep.
guy. And he was also
Yep.
at the corner club the whole night.
Right.
Weirdly enough, he was also there. He watched these girls all
Yeah.
night. And then
Yeah.
they were all at the grub truck at the same time. Just
Right.
happened to
Yeah.
show up all there at the same
And
time.
the guy in the back with the white, he's
Yeah.
been eliminated. He's all good. He's the one that everyone was kind of sketched out about at first.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll have to go through some of that footage again with what's his name, Joe? Because
Yeah,
I
because I
didn't pay
wouldn't.
attention to how much he was. I didn't pay attention to how much he was paying attention
And
throughout
he was
these.
definitely paying attention the whole entire time. And maybe that's just a simple coincidence, maybe because he happened to see them and at the bar, they were all hanging out at the same bar. He goes to the grub truck, sees them again, and maybe that's why. I mean, you happen to notice someone who you're just like, hey, didn't I just see you like down the street? Like now you're here.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Janice, that is my lab who thinks she needs more milk bones. And she very much likes to be in streams. I don't think I've done a video or a stream where you don't hear Jazzy or Lizzie.
Yeah, they also have their input.
They do. Yeah, they have stuff to say. Yeah. I
Exactly,
want more,
Blifton.
Mom.
Like, and this is going to sound really just terrible of me. And you
Exactly.
know what? I don't even, I don't care. But for this guy, no offense to this guy, I'm sure he's a great guy. I don't know him, but maybe
Hmm.
he's a great guy. But for you to sit there and like judge people like that, like,
Hmm.
ew. Why ew? Why? Are you saying
Why?
ill because
Ew.
they never looked at you once? Are you saying ill because you
Right.
really don't find that attractive? Like, but if
Right.
you don't find it attractive, there's no reason for you to even say anything because you're not picking them up anyway.
Yeah.
I just,
This is the thing. This is the thing. Yeah. And I thought about, okay, that guy would be a little bit harder to miss in a house. You know
yes.
what I mean? He wouldn't be as agile. He wouldn't be as, I mean, you wouldn't want him to get a hold of you,
Hmm.
but not quite as agile.
And I think I would notice, like, yeah, maybe like the neighbors. Well, apparently the neighbors weren't looking out or anything, but I think you would see a big guy, right?
Hmm.
Like walking around.
Yeah. 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 And,
Yeah.
you just think about scaling those trees and stuff that they might have to do to get on that second floor. And this guy doesn't look angry. That's enough.
I mean, for all we
This
know, it
guy
could have
does
been a
not look
neighbor.
angry. Yeah. 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 And I watched another interview where they were interviewing this cop. And he said what I found was really interesting is he thinks it's a girl. He thinks it's a girl that did this.
Well, you know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a
Well,
suspect
you
that
just
I
don't.
have someone in mind that female, a couple actually, that I think could be involved
Mm-hmm.
if I were to go that route.
Yeah. 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 No, he just said this is kind of like a girl type thing. He said, I think they're off base. It's like, oh, isn't that an interesting kind of take? Should we look at the university again here, friend?
The map, you mean?
Yeah, I'll share my screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would need to stop. There you go. I'm gonna step away for a second.
Thank
Real
you.
quick.
Absolutely. Okay, so this is what we were going through earlier, friends. So on November 13th, the surviving roommates summoned friends to the residence because they believed One of the second floor victims had passed out and was not waking up. I know we went through this, and that's when we started looking at those pictures. A 911 call requested aid for an unconscious person. This call was made from one of the surviving roommates' cell phones inside the residence. Multiple people talked with the 911 dispatch before Moscow police arrived to the location. Officers entered the residence and found 2 victims on the second floor and 2 victims on the third floor. Autopsies were conducted on November 17th. The Leyte County coroner confirmed the identity of the 4 individuals and the cause and manner of death. The coroner stated the 4 victims were likely asleep. Some had defense wounds, and each was stabbed multiple times. No sign of SA. So they're saying a couple of them had defensive wounds. One possibly fought back.
Xana, maybe?
So the Moscow... Yeah, that's kind of what they're saying, isn't it? That Xana was the feisty one in this with this one. So assigned resources, Moscow Police Department, 4 detectives, 24 patrol officers, and 5 support staff. The FBI, 22 investigators in Moscow, 20 agents assigned in Treasure Valley, Idaho, Salt Lake City. I want to keep this. I'd be interested to know if any of these kids live there in one of those states. That would, in my mind, be one of the reasons the FBI might become involved. And 2 behavior analysis unit agents. The Idaho State Police, 20 investigators, public information officer, ISP Forensic Services, and mobile crime scene team, 15 ununiformed troops to assist with community patrols. Okay, this is a frequently asked question. Did Kaylee have a stalker?
That is a good
Investigators have looked... Okay.
No,
you had a question? I'm sorry?
No, I said that is a good question. That is a really good question.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. They have pursued hundreds of pieces of information related to this topic, but have not verified or identified a stalker. Anyone with information about a potential stalker or unusual instances is asked to call the tip line 208-883-7180. Email tipline at ci.moscow.id.us. Digital media, FBI.gov/Moscow, Idaho. So, additional information. Currently, no suspects are in custody and no weapons have been located. On the night of the incident, officers located a dog at the residence. The dog was unharmed, turned over to Animal Services, and later released to a responsible party. So that dog was what? Kaylee and Jack's dog, right?
Right.
So Jack probably went and picked up his dog.
And that also brings up that big question of, so it could be 2 things. Either that dog was, because it belonged to Kaylee and Jack, maybe that dog was in the room with Kaylee. Locked, not so much locked in a room, but like behind a closed door, right? In Kaylee's room.
Right. Yeah.
Another
that makes
thing
sense.
Could be that because that house is called a party house, and I'll put that in quotations, party house.
Yeah.
That maybe the dog is just really used to people being in, out, coming in and out, you know. Or if we're looking at Jack, that's Jack's dog.
He knew the dog. Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
He could just...
Somebody reported that they heard the dog barking from in that house from about 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning. It was one of the neighbors. I didn't take it down. I must have been like watching it on the TV instead of the computer. But somebody did say the dog was barking. So I can't verify it, but that's what's out there. But again, yeah, it would know Jack. And I mean, with all that going on, a dog would bark anyways. They'd get a little excited.
Yeah.
you know? Local businesses
Who
were
doesn't hear a
contacted to,
dog bark for an hour though? Like if the neighbors heard
right?
a dog barking from 3 to 4 a.m., and let's
Yeah.
assume that was Kaylee's dog barking. Why
Mm-hmm.
didn't the roommates hear it?
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. And if the dad is correct that one of the roommates heard a disturbance upstairs, it's concerning
It
because
is.
yeah, it's concerning. Let me see here. Do you want me to tell you who the channel is? Oh, yeah. No. I don't mind,
Yes, please.
Janice.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about
GH did not put it out as demonic. It came after
Gray. Oh,
listening.
Gray. I love Gray. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
GH.
Gotcha,
I was like,
Janice.
Grizzly? No, it's like that's not Grizzly. Yeah, I watch
Yeah,
Gray all the
I
time. I
don't.
love that guy.
Yeah, I'm not against. The only time I guess I would probably not loved by me. That's what I was gonna say. He's controversial, but I as long as we're not going this guy like blah 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 blah. As long as we don't go hard,
Yeah.
I don't mind.
I think
That's what I think.
he's
That's what I
got
think,
that you
Andy.
gotta take it or leave it. And I'm there for the info,
Information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he really is
Ask
really
Mexi.
good at what he does. Yeah.
It's true. And I mean, right, Mexi? Like when you and I first started working together, I was like, yeah, I don't watch that guy. I no. And then it was like, oh wow, look at he's got this and he's got that. And
Yeah.
yes, he is.
He's got his own
I agree
ways.
with you, Janice.
Can't be mad at the
Absolutely.
guy. But I do understand because he can get a little tiffy. Sometimes.
Yeah. A little cocky. Oh.
Nothing but love,
Okay,
Gray. You do good. Keep up the good job. For real.
For real. So on the night of the incidents, okay, we talked about the dog unharmed, and then local businesses were contacted to determine if a fixed blade knife had recently been purchased. Again, they're saying that K-bar knife. I do have a picture that I maybe bring it up in a bit. Do you have any of those, Mexi, on that K-bar? That's quite the knife.
That K-bar specifically, no, but I do have a picture.
Just a K-bar.
The knife that people were looking into that
right.
That Jack had in one of his hunting pictures.
Oh, okay. Okay. Detective seized the contents of 3 dumpsters on King Road to locate possible evidence. Government Brad Little directed up $1 million in state emergency funds for the ongoing investigation. That's awesome. During the investigation, 113 pieces of physical evidence collected and taken to ISP Crime Lab. Approximately 4,000 crime scene photographs taken. That is a lot of pictures. Developed multi 3-dimensional scans of the residents. That is so awesome that they can do that now. ISP forensic scientists and technicians worked hundreds of hours. Over 260 digital media submissions by community and members to the FBI link. So here's another good question. Is the public in danger? Anytime there's a crime against a person, there's potential danger to the general public. However, detectives believe these murders were targeted. As always, stay vigilant and look out for one another. Suspects. At this time, there are no name no name suspects, no arrests, and no weapons have been found. So there's another good question. Who is believed to be not believed to be involved? So the 2 surviving roommates. So the male grub truck guy, that's the one with the white hoodie, right?
Right.
Whoever that private party driver was.
And the black sedan 4-door.
So the male, Kaylee and Madison, called numerous times during the early morning hours. So they're basically saying that he is not involved.
He must have
Not
a rock
believed to be
solid
involved.
alibi.
I must. And any individual at the residence when 911 was called has been eliminated. Who and what can we trust? Now, this here is like, what?
You trust
There
no
is
one.
speculation. Oh, and I mean, what information do they give us? There is speculation without factual backing, stoking community fears and spreading false facts. We encourage referencing official releases to accurate information and updated progress. Get a hold of City of Moscow news releases and Moscow Police Department Facebook. Who made that 911 call? On November 13th, the surviving roommates summoned friends to the residence because they believed one of the second floor victims had passed out and was not waking up. At 11:58 a.m., a 911 call requested aid for an unconscious person. The call was made from one of the surviving roommates' cell phone inside the residence. Multiple people talked with the 911 dispatch before Moscow police arrived at the location. Officers entered the residence and found 2 victims on the second floor and 2 victims on the third floor. I would love to know what door those cops used to get into that house.
He's the one in the camper? Are you talking about oh my gosh, I just went totally blank. I subscribe to him too. He travels everywhere and does videos. Oh my gosh. I can't think of it.
Chris?
No, it's
Is it Chris?
TIR. Yeah, Tremont.
Oh, TIR. Yes.
Yes. Help me out here, Janice. Just give me the name. Lamont. Oh, my bad. I'm thinking of Lamont at large. Oh, the interview room. That's Jessica, isn't it? I think her name's Jessica.
Oh, the interview. Yes, the interview room. Yes. And that is Chris.
Is it Chris?
Right? Yeah, I think so. I got sick of watching him. He was good content if you can wade through the constant. I understand that.
Gotcha.
So understand that.
SP.
Yeah, Chris, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. Chris Madonna.
Oh, yeah, and that's not the one I was thinking of. I was thinking of like Lamont at large.
Okay. Do you know what? Everybody's got their own. I pretty much watch everybody. I mean, even I'll wade through the BS just to get that little bit of information.
Right.
So
there was something in there though that
there's
you
a lot
mentioned. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
It was like just that thing that you just recently read about they summoned friends over because there was somebody passed out. They thought somebody was passed out. So that kind of like, so think about this, like those 2 girls, right? The surviving ones, the other 2 roommates, they lock their doors, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're the kind of person that locks your door because you don't want people coming into your room, are you also the kind of person that walks into somebody else's room? Does that make sense? Like, so that makes me think that possibly one of the victims was outside of the room, like maybe in the living room, maybe.
I honestly think, I honestly think that one of those, possibly both of them, know more than what we know.
Yeah.
I'm honestly believing that. So in that interview that Plunder showed, the brother, he said it under his breath. This is Kaylee's brother. And he said under his breath that the cops knew who did it. So That, I mean, I caught that. It's just, it sticks out. I'm not sure if this is just his personal opinion. It's got to be. I mean, nobody knows anything at this point. But I found it really interesting. And the sister, of course, she goes in there, well, it's just like, allegedly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what Dandy just said. There had to have been blood. So that person, whoever it is that they saw, clearly wasn't just unconscious. But
that's right.
What makes me think that, here's my theory on that whole unconscious person thing was,
I'm going to peace out for 2 seconds.
yeah, they summoned their friends to come over. And I don't know if some of those friends were male or female or just all female. But they come over, they're like, even the 911 call says that the 911 operator spoke with several people at that time. So if you're a 911 operator, you're just kind of like, what's going on? Like, is a person alive? Are they breathing? Can you check? Like, and the people were just so freaked out, and they just kept passing the phone around that you can't get really straight information, that I think the 911 operator was just like, all right, I'm going to put this down as unconscious person so that it flags and you get like the ambulance over there, you get the cops over there, anybody that needs to respond can go there because they will respond to just an unconscious person. So I think just all the different people that were talking, maybe the information just wasn't clear or coherent. So she went with the best thing, or they went with the best thing. Right. Yeah. Exactly. I'm not gonna even try to pronounce your name because I'll butcher it. But yeah, the 911 dispatch jargon. They put something like unconscious person because that would have got the attention. Like, you still send out the ambulance. I just said ambulance, like ambulance. And
Ambience.
the ambulance.
Yeah.
I know, that's how I know I talk to you too much, if I start saying words the way you say
Our own language. So let's see here. This is talking about video surveillance that they are now doing. I know that they've put some new lights up and they're going to start putting surveillance around that neighborhood, which, I mean, what did they say last night? The whole area, like you and I were talking about earlier, it is kind of like a little party area because they're not on campus. They have a whole bunch of rules in all those dorms and all that. So of course, if any of the kids in the dorms, they want to get out, I mean, they're in college, they go to all this area where all their buddies are.
Yeah. And then like
So
that
detectives,
house, the fraternity house was 100 yards away from that house. Like, this whole area is like a huge party spot.
Yeah. But one thing I have not heard, I mean, they all seem to drink, maybe smoke a little bit of pot, but I have not heard anything about drugs being involved with any of these kids.
Yeah.
Have you?
No.
So, I mean, that might be something that a person can eliminate. You hear a little bit of the conspiracies, they're dealers and stuff. I don't think that's the case with these kids.
Yeah. That's the only reason I would like, before we knew who Jack was, when they first came out and said that there was all these like calls to one person.
Jax.
Yeah. I was like, oh, are they trying to get a hold of like something?
Yeah.
That's what you think. The only people you call at that late at night is your lover or your drug dealer.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's see here. Detectives are seeking all outside video taken from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. on Sunday, November 13th from businesses, residences within that geographical area. These geographical areas. So West Taylor Avenue, North Boundary, West Palouse River Drive, South Boundary, Highway 95 South to the 2700 block of Highway 95 South, East Boundary, the Arboretum and Botanical Garden, west boundary. Detectives are also seeking additional tips and surveillance video of any unusual behavior on the night of November 12th into the early hours of November 13th, while Kaylee and Madison were in downtown Moscow, and while Ethan and Zaina were at Sigma Chai House. Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. And I mean, I'm glad they're looking back at that stuff.
Yeah.
Investigators have looked extensively into information received about Kaylee having a stalker. They have pursued hundreds of pieces of information related to this topic, but have not verified or identified a stalker.
I have a question on that, actually.
Uh-huh.
I do have a question on that, because this is coming from somebody said, like a friend of Kaylee's or something said that Kaylee had confided in them that she had a stalker, right?
Yeah.
But how do you know you have a stalker? Have you seen him? You know who he is?
Right.
Are they leaving little notes for you? Like, how do you know that you have a stalker unless you physically encounter them one way or another, whether that be with notes or gifts, or you see them everywhere that you're going?
Right.
So you would point them out eventually to a person, right? Like, it's a small little community, small town, college town. Like, they probably know who this person is. So you would name them. If they're your stalker, you would name them to your friend.
Exactly. Yeah.
So is this even true? Like,
well, that's the thing. The sister is saying she never heard such a thing.
So if the sister doesn't know, then
right. And she said that Kaylee would tell everybody.
This is something that's been really frustrating to me on this case. And I'm sure maybe you guys, like everybody in chat, like, because I know obviously you guys like go watch other creators. There's a couple of things that are concerning to me. One of them, the first one, is that Facebook post that supposedly came from one of the roommates, and they said something like bound and gagged.
Yeah, where did that come from, right?
Where'd that come from? Where'd that start? Did that actually come from her Facebook? Or is someone out there creating... Who is this person creating fake Facebooks and trying to pass them off as... It's just concerning, because I would want to figure out who that person is for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. Exactly.
If it's a creator doing it, I would want to know if it's a creator making fake things, because you need to just quit. Like,
yeah. And the sad thing is, though, there are sadly a lot of creators that do like to do that sort of thing. I don't get involved in it. I'm one that, as you know, you and I are both the same, actually, when it comes to this. We don't get involved in that drama. But there are a lot of people out there that put out a lot of false stuff, and it does nothing but make the case worse.
Muddy the water.
Or they
muddies the water.
It so muddies the water, It's or the ones that show up, with blowhorns and what have you. There's just sometimes, just something. How come I keep doing this? I'm still talking.
Yeah, are you hearing like an echo?
How do I turn that off? Can we shut that off?
As you're figuring that out, like, the other thing that I find concerning is the Venmo. The Venmo.
Right.
That 3:30 a.m. Venmo that News Nation picked up. So, like, there's news places high up there, news, who's putting this stuff out there. And I cannot find that Venmo.
No.
To save my life. I can't do it. Can't do it. And I have Venmo on my phone. I like immediately went and looked it up. And you can't delete these things. You can't. you can make your transactions private, but if you make them private, they're all private. So no one would be able to see anything that you're
Oh, is
doing.
that right, Janice? Right.
Or and you can't change messages. Like you can't go back and be like, "Oh, I didn't mean to put 3:30 a.m. I meant to put nerd or nerdy or whatever
Right.
it was that she put on there."
Yeah.
That's impossible.
Right.
Now, is it possible that maybe the FBI got a hold of it and they got the warrant and told Venmo to remove that because they needed it? Maybe, but why wouldn't they also remove Ethan's to Jack or Jake as well?
Right.
Because that would be important
Yeah.
too. That's one of his last transactions.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, Dandy.
See, I didn't know
Yeah,
that
we
the
searched
mother had
all.
said that. I heard that from a news station. Some guy was saying it on the news.
Yeah, and I mean, you and I mean, your research abilities are amazing, and you've looked hard. I spent a day and a half looking for this Venmo, and there's just no sign of it except for that one copy that makes it basically look like it was just done on the computer.
Yeah, and you
It
can
didn't.
absolutely make it look. You could do it. Like an amateur could
Yeah,
do that. Like you just have to
exactly.
screenshot the Venmo and then take some things off and make it. Yeah,
Right.
it's possible. But
Unreal. So they've also got on here rumor control. So let's see what they have to say. The identity of the 911 caller has not been released. There have been numerous media inquiries about 1999 double stabbing in Pullman, Washington, and the 2021 double stabbing with one death in Salem, Oregon. While these cases share similarities with King Street homicides, there does not appear to be any evidence to support that the cases are related.
how
Detectives
do we
are
know they're not
aware
related
of.
if they never caught the people for those other ones?
I know, right?
But what do I
Yeah.
know? I don't know.
Detectives are aware of Leda County Sheriff's Office incident of a report of a skin dog, but not believe there is any evidence to support that it is related to this incident. Contact Leta County Sheriff's Office for further details. Detectives are also aware of a Moscow police incident of a report of deceased animals left on a resident's property. This was determined to be wildlife activity and not related to the
Wildlife?
unalivings.
What kind of do they have coyotes and wolves running around?
Oh, where are they? Yeah, they probably have a little bit of everything, right? I'm thinking. We got a little bit of everything.
Well, yeah, but you live like out in the mountains. Like we're talking about like a
Yeah, I know.
community. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, are they saying that basically something brought a dead deer or something to the yard, or which that I mean that would not happen. I mean, if it was a cat or a bear, they take it, and there's a mess left. Like,
now,
yeah,
I'd be absolutely concerned if like somebody is out, hunting on their spare time and then they kill an animal and then they drop the carcass off in somebody's yard. Like, what's wrong with you?
yeah,
That's like,
yeah.
I'd be really
Oh, it's
concerned about
true.
that
There's
too.
problems. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, online reports of the victims. This is important, and you just touched on it a little while ago. Online reports of the victims being tied and gagged are not accurate. That is something that went around. Oh, you're so proud of yourself. Were you outside? So what
Yeah,
happened to the dog?
I actually have a screenshot of that if you guys want to see it.
Do you want me to step down? There you go.
I mean, if you guys are interested in seeing that thing that I'm talking, that Facebook message, whatever that I'm talking about.
Oh.
That I have no idea where it came from, and I'm really interested in knowing where it came from. I've been looking for this. Because I want to know, like, who created this? Why would you create this? What is your purpose behind it? Like, are you just, I don't know. They just need to be called out. But like, I'm sharing my screen with it. So,
Oh, okay. Here we go. Sorry.
but
There
this
we
is
go.
the Facebook
Looking
message
for
that
what? Not
comes
getting that word
from,
you're saying.
yeah. I don't know if he's talking about the Venmo or, oh, Venmo. Venmo is
Not
like
sure.
a cash sharing app. It's like PayPal or Cash App. It's just another way to send money quickly to people.
Okay.
But yeah, so this Facebook, I'm not sure who created this, but
Yeah.
apparently it's not from Dylan. Dylan Mortensen is one of the roommates.
Yeah.
And if you can read this, well, first off, we heard Xana and Ethan come home first and talk to him. I'm assuming they're talking about Ethan. They talked to Ethan. They were both drunk, and that's when we went to bed. We live on the 3rd floor. So this is already weird because they're not on the 3rd floor. They're on the
Yeah.
1st floor.
No, they're not.
And always lock our doors to prevent people from stumbling in our rooms. We're used to noise because it's a party house. We're up late that night. Again, this makes no sense. How can you be up late and not hear a single thing? I don't know. We're up late that night and didn't come downstairs until noon when the cops came to investigate. We come downstairs and we saw the bodies bound and gagged.
Yeah.
This is obviously a huge freaking lie. Like,
absolutely. Yeah. I remember when that came out, actually.
but
To be
where did
honest with
this
you, I
come
forgot
from?
about that one.
Where did that come from?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Unreal.
And now there's the Venmo
Unreal.
thing, with that 3:30 a.m. thing. And I just can't help but wonder if it's the same person. Wouldn't
Exactly.
you want to know if, I
Well,
don't know,
that's
could that be the killer just making up shit?
exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's it's a case. It's a case and a half. Like, we're getting very little information. The families are frustrated, which is the main thing. The families are getting frustrated, and everybody understands that they've got to keep some stuff close to the vest, but some things, they're just making the situation a little bit worse.
Yes.
So what happened to the dog? Okay, we went through that. Are reports of the skin dogs related to these murders? Detectives are aware of the Lady County Sheriff's Office incident of the report of a skin dog and have determined it's unrelated to this incident.
How?
Detectives are also, I
How?
know,
How do they determine
yeah,
that? How do you know if you don't even know who did it? You don't know who killed them. You don't know who killed the dog. Like, how can you say that?
right. Yeah, yeah, unreal. Why has no forensic information been released? Forensic evidence was collected from the crime scene and is currently being processed. The test results will be used by detectives to assist in the investigation. As this is a criminal matter, much of the evidence will not be released to the public. What resources are being used to investigate this murder? Okay, we went through that stuff. Okay, so Moscow homicide update. The Moscow Police Department is providing the following information to update the public on the known facts surrounding the 4 murders that occurred November 13th in Moscow. Moscow, Idaho Police Department is providing the following information to update. So we just read that. Just before 5:15 p.m. last night, 911 received a call reporting suspicious activity in the 600 block of Blaine Street. A female caller informed the dispatcher that she saw a male in the front passenger seat of her vehicle when she opened her car. Yeah, did you hear about this?
I did hear about that somewhere.
Unreal. The Moscow Police Department is providing, we read that, just before 5:15, 600 block. Why are we getting repeats?
Welfare check, homicide. Okay.
Well, there you go. That's new releases.
I want to share. Am I still sharing my screen?
Nope, but I can come back. Absolutely.
I just kind of want to show. The activity that was going on the night of the 12th into the 13th.
Okay.
I'm there. Okay. So
there you go, girlfriend.
Thank you, friend.
That's a really good question, Jessica.
What's your question? Serial killer? Possibly. Could be.
Right? Yeah, can't eliminate it.
Gotcha.
I don't know where you are, Blifton. I'm in Canada,
Well,
so we don't have Venmo and Cash Apps or anything like that. So I'm the same as you. I'm just kind of learning about them a little
and to be
bit
honest,
at a time here.
You can actually call this person a serial killer. You can, because
yeah, the numbers are there.
Well, not even even if this was like his first time and he just so happened to kill 4 people, but he has that serial killer mentality. Like, does that make sense? Like, so yeah, you can technically call this guy a serial killer, even if this is like the one time he does it. He'll never ever do it again. Like, or they'll never do it again. They still have a serial killer mentality, kind of.
Absolutely.
Just
absolutely.
Yeah, because you have to be some kind of person to be able to kill 4 people with a knife. You have to be a certain like a little bit disconnected, I think.
That's a certain kind of sick. Yeah, that's a special kind of sick. Absolutely. Absolutely. So you've got that timeline there. That's the ones that
a psycho mentality
we went through the other day,
like
right?
Just somebody who's willing, because like there's people out there who maybe grow so much hatred or just jealousy or whatever for one person, and even if they're in a room full of 30 people, they will literally just walk up to that one person, shoot him, stab him, kill them, whatever, and then leave everybody else alone. So what was the purpose of killing all 4 of them? If it was specifically targeted, it was just one person. Why kill everybody else?
Yeah. Unless somebody's seen him and they recognized him.
Yeah, that would be one. Like maybe he did go upstairs first, and then on his way down to the second floor, Ethan maybe, or even maybe Xana came out. Into the living room and maybe try to run back into the room to Ethan. Like, who knows?
But
that's why it'd be really nice to know where everybody really was.
Exactly. It's funny because the coroner did say they were all in their beds, but I'm not necessarily seeing that by what we're learning. I don't believe that in Xana's room, for that blood to be coming out of the foundation and down, that did not go through a bed and then down. So she was either hanging off of a bed or she was on the ground.
Or somebody was on the floor. Somebody was on.
Exactly.
So like that's why I wonder, like, if their door. So let's kind of just go back and see if I can find blueprints. Because that would make a little bit more sense as far as the 911 call goes. So this right here, this is what the 1 and 2 would be where Xana and Ethan were. And there's a door here, but like I said, you have to go through the laundry room to actually get to that bedroom. So weird. So I wonder if both of these doors were open, and then maybe the roommates came from downstairs up the stairs right here and happened to look over and saw somebody just laid out on the ground.
Right.
Because you could, if both of those doors would be open, you would clearly be able to see into that room.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So the sliding doors again. Where's the kitchen?
Right here.
So
Blifton,
in my mind,
to your question, Blifton, Ethan, this is Ethan down here. He Venmo'd his sorority brother. I said sorority, his frat brother, Jake, like some money for something earlier that night. I think it was like, let me go back and look actually. Yeah, I can't actually see the time on it, but he had Venmo'd his frat brother earlier that night. But then there's this other Venmo.
There was a
people
bunch of weird Venmos. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there's a bunch of weird ones for a while there. Everybody was like Venmoing.
Because he's now on Discord with me. So the second Venmo you'll see up at the top will say Liz Katovich. Katovich.
Yeah.
And the Venmo that's interesting is the one that comes from Molly Gray, which I don't know if you guys have seen other creators put that out. Molly Gray sent Liz money the day, the 12th, I believe.
So
early
Liz is Jack's brother.
Correct. Sister.
Ethan's, yeah. Sister.
Jake's sister.
Ethan's sister.
And everybody, like even News Nation put it out saying like that, like this Venmo suspicious because Molly Gray apparently Venmo'd Liz money.
Do you have it?
With a message. Huh?
Do you have that Venmo so we can show them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, maybe we can show them what we're talking about. Because it's confusing. I get confused, like I said, because we don't. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Without like actually
and I put in my
eyes on it, it's hard to kind of describe. Where did it go? Which way did it go?
I am going to go
it's not going to let me do that. If I show it to you, it's going to be super small, guys, because this is the quickest way I can do it. Super small, I know, but this very top one, it's Molly Gray and Liz, and they're Venmoing each other. Yes. And I went all the way to May all the way into May looking for this Venmo that people keep saying that she sent. But they're saying that Molly Gray paid Liz the day, the 12th, on the 12th, and put a message right here that would say 3:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Which I can't find it. I can't find that Venmo anywhere.
Hey, Blifton. So which one worked?
Yeah, so.
Glad to see you. We're in there.
Oh, you know, Angel, that's email. It could be.
Absolutely. So I'm going to get rid of that because that's obviously not the one. Oh, block my user. Block myself. Do you know what? That is like a great question because it cannot be eliminated at all. And
if you guys one of the programs I was watching yesterday. There's this one interview they did with like a random girl. She was standing outside of the Greek restaurant looking at the memorial that's outside of the restaurant. Yes. And I just, she gave me this vibe that I was like, what in the world?
I lived in just outside of I lived in Toronto and then in Pickering, and I have family all over out there, Blifton. That's awesome. Yeah, she was a little bit creepy, wasn't she? I don't know if we're supposed to say that, but she was a little bit creepy.
She almost was cracking a smile. Almost.
Yeah. Yeah, she made the spidey senses go a little bit. But it could very well be, you know. This was a busy house, a bunch of pretty girls, and I was just wondering where you girls were. I swear to God, both of them like to dig. I panic. Sit down, ladies. Sit down, ladies. Sit down.
I do like that theory of an envious female. I could totally see that happening, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit jealous of Kaylee and Maddie. Yeah, a little bit.
They're beautiful blondes. Yeah. Yeah. I was too much of I was a tomboy. I'm still a tomboy. I mean, I love to dress up and all of that. That's fun. But I also like to I'm 55 years old. And I tell you what, if I'm walking, I live in the Rocky Mountains, and if I'm walking down a path and a critter runs by, I literally, it's like I lose my mind. Everything I'm holding, I drop, and I'm like either down a mountain, up a mountain, across a creek, because I'm going to make it my buddy.
Things that scurry or immediately fly in my direction are a no-go for me.
Not your thing.
Absolute no-go.
I think that one worked. The last one at Mexitex gave me early worked also. I'm not sure if this same. Oh, that's awesome, Blifton. Yeah, we're in there all the time.
Yeah, and if there's anybody out there, like, if you guys ever, if you are a creator yourself and you're interested in looking something up, or you have you don't have time to look it up, just hit me up on Discord and be like, hey, do you mind researching this? And I will literally just slam you with all the information. And we can just take it.
She's awesome. Yeah, she's awesome. And we both have in our Discords a ton of information. You're more than welcome to take it, share it. I've got my lives, some of my videos, they're all in there. It's all in, this is all about awareness, you know? So neither one of us are the kind of people that we want you to have access, because we need the word to get out about some of these situations. Yeah, where is KW, Dandy? It's a good question. I'm trying to think. KW.
Kenwick? I'm just throwing out guesswork here. I'm like,
So yeah, and then I'm also on
Southern Ontario.
I'm on Twitter. Oh, Southern Ontario, very nice. Oh, the Colorado Rockies, beautiful.
Kitchener, I'm in the Waterloo. Got it. Okay. See, I learned something new every day. I'm from America. They don't teach us stuff about Canada.
Isn't that something? Yeah. Kitchener, Waterloo. That's awesome. That is awesome. Always happy to see. And you know what, Blifton, in my Discord, I do have some Canadian cases in there as well. And if, we get talking and there's something that you guys feel that there needs to be more awareness, again, hit us up, because that's what it's all about.
I got nothing but time for research.
Yeah. And this is what I do. This is how I spend my time. I want to help the best I can. And, I love the think tanks. I'm really enjoying them, because everybody, like I said, everyone's got great ideas and great theories. Nothing can be eliminated. It's all good. It's all good.
The more I think about it, the more I like that woman, like a woman being.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah.
What's that word you taught me? Mestizos.
Mestizos.
So there is that. He's a cop, retired cop, and he's got a show. I can't remember what it is right now. But he's awesome. And he's like, a woman did this.
Under the cuff? Above the cuff?
No, it's an actual program on TV. Like it's, I don't know which channel. Mm-hmm. But he swears a woman did this. So I won't eliminate it.
It's very possible. It looks.
Yeah.
And Ethan just so happened to be there. And a woman is very capable of killing with a knife and actually killing a man too. I mean, he's a big guy, but if he was unsuspecting, he can definitely be overtaken easily.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. So this here is from, let's see here. Where did The Independent. So Idaho murders live victim's father says Moscow police believe only one of the 4 students was targeted. Let's see here. No music. No music. So yeah, there's the girls there. Maddie. No, Kaylee, Maddie. And this was the guy they were watching for a while. It's been eliminated. And then there is the guy with the tan hat. I'm not too sure. Okay, it's not going to happen. Don't want that. Biggie. Okay, here. University of Idaho allows remote learning in wake of. Yeah, so this is what's going on at this point is who's actually going to go back to Moscow? I mean, I wouldn't want my child doing it. University of Idaho students will have the option to learn remotely or on campus after the November 13th unalivings of the 4 students near campus. Green has discussed the possibility of a hybrid learning option last week, and the video posted to the school's Facebook page on Thanksgiving solidified the plan for students. Authorities have yet announced any suspects. School will hold a vigil for the students on November 30th. 4 students, ages ranging between 20 and 21, were stabbed multiple times while sleeping in their Moscow, Idaho home near the campus in the early morning hours of November 13th. DP officers arrived at the scene on November 13th while responding to a 911 call about an unconscious person made at 11:58. Kaylee mentioned having a stalker, but detectives have been unable to corroborate the statement, and the MPD said in Wednesday's statement, investigators are requesting anyone with information about a potential stalker or unusual instances to call the tip line. Yeah. There you go, Maxie.
What am I looking at? Oh, me. I was like, what are you looking at? You're looking at me. I can't stand these ones you have to like subscribe to. I'm just like, just let me look at your article.
I just want to look.
I just want to look. I just want to take a look-sees. Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna try. I wanted to kind of play that video that I was talking about with that girl that was in front of the Greek restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right.
But it's on YouTube, and I don't know who this creator is.
Okay.
I don't know. So, like, I don't, I don't want to.
Hi, Audrey.
On any toes or anything.
person's got to be so darn careful, right? I'm just going to see if I've got anything in my Discord on that.
Yeah,
Every time I
mean,
see that poor little dog.
I've seen a lot. I mean, before I got into like the YouTube true crime thing, I've always watched true crime. Blifton, have you seen Snapped? Women can be absolutely vicious and crazy and rageful.
Yeah.
There's women serial killers out there. What was that one? I can't remember her name, but they made a movie about her.
From where?
I think
Arlene Warnos?
Sharon played her.
Yeah, Arlene Warnos. Yeah, that was she was crazy.
She was walking to like a gas station, ask for a ride, and then somebody would actually give her a ride, and then she just killed them. Like, I didn't even.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I am not seeing anything about that video in my Discord at this point.
Which one?
The one with that lady that girl that you were saying.
I mean, I can get it. I'll just have to.
Oh, it's okay.
And I would only play that little section. I just don't want to step on anybody's toes about,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You guys are getting a little sneak view of what I watch all day, every day.
Yeah, I'm not finding her. That's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I also wonder about that attic. I don't know. Yeah, mine are small too. I'm looking at all of my.
I mean, this was like a really long video. It was a creator who put like all of the news stations, all of their reportings, and just put them into one video. Like how it all started from the 13th to now. Spirit box section was before this. After this,
I think anything with a brain can be crazy. That's kind of the way anything from.
If you have free will,
animals.
Be crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe next time I'll be a little bit more prepared.
So the questions, there's so many questions right now. Like I said, I'd like to learn a little bit more about Jack. I think that's what I would like to do. I'd like to find a little bit more out about that guy with the tan hat. That bigger guy that was at the gut truck.
His name.
I wonder if they're going to start releasing Joe. I'm hoping that that bar has footage.
Yeah. Here we go. You guys want to see it? Hold on. Is this them?
If there's any question, just turn off the volume too. I'm not sure about saying any one person was targeted from the stab wounds. Maybe that one person fought back harder. Yeah, hey, that's very possible.
Very, very possible.
Yeah, they're saying Xana was a little scrapper. Okay.
You think I'll be okay playing the audio on this?
As long as there's no music, you're generally okay.
Freaking commercials. I should have signed up. I should have just done a monthly trial,
I agree with you, Blifton, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even a guy doing it is extreme. What is going on with it?
Yeah.
But guys, just take a
Okay,
look
so
at
this is the restaurant and I mean, we're just pointing out one of the many different actions, I guess, maybe that I'm sure this girl is fine.
Yeah, I'm
It's
sure.
just
She just gave me some.
and I don't think she knew these guys, did she? So both Kaylee and Maddie worked there. Yeah. Heartbreaking.
Why are you smiling then?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you hear what she just said?
No. I got no
The
bottom.
reason it bothered me, the reason that interview bothers me is her use of verbiage. When she was
Right.
that little ending part is a perfect example when she said they just touched so many lives and they touched. Oh, really?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
like I'm laughing at Blipton. He's like, no video sound. Like, I swear I had that. Did you not hear it? Did you hear it?
Nope. No.
You weren't able to hear it. How is that possible?
No. I don't know.
How is that possible? You can't hear
Nope.
that?
Nope.
Maybe you should play it from your end then. I'll send you the link. And you can play it from your end. I don't know, understand why it's not playing with sound. But there's something sorry guys. I'm a rookie, my bad. But there's something this girl said at the end. It's her verbiage. Like she said, they touched so many lives. They touched my friends' lives. They didn't touch your life?
Yeah.
Like you see how like she excluded herself from that sentence?
Yeah.
Like they like it's like they meant nothing to her. Like they didn't do anything for her per se.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not something you ever expect to hear.
Through the tears and shock, Jim and Stacy Chapin described.
We gotta back up to about 13, 12, 15.
The pain.
Just angry, honestly, because
More at University of Idaho.
I just wanted to kind of take a moment to remember them.
Annalise is one of many students struggling to process the death of 4 fellow classmates.
It's been surreal, devastating, horrific, honestly.
Annalise knew the 4 students from the university's Greek.
Surreal, devastating.
I was under the impression she didn't know these guys.
Horrific, honestly.
Annalise knew the 4 students from the university's Greek life.
When I did talk to them, they were just nothing but kind and nothing but bright and positive, and they definitely made an impact on everyone that they've met.
Now, as classes resume today, many students are leaving campus.
People can't even focus on their schoolwork. Like my sisters and I, we've tried to do our homework and it's not possible.
Annalise says for her friends that are still here, she's just being supportive.
Nothing will be the same. At least we're all here for each other and just remembering.
But that community doesn't take away the pain.
Just angry, honestly, because again, it's 4 people. It's 4 people that have touched so many lives and have touched my friends, and to see them in such grief and suffering, it just makes me angry.
In Moscow, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
You see how like
it's not something you ever
involve herself in
expect
that.
to hear.
Through the tears.
So sad.
Anything,
She's-
Maya?
Okay.
Like, it's like she's upset that her friends are upset, but she's
Yeah.
not upset about them. She's upset that her friends are upset. It's,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like her words, her verbiage, just kind of like, I'm not saying she did it. I don't even think she's involved. I just don't like her vocabulary. I don't like the vocabulary.
Yeah, there was something a little awkward about that. That's absolute.
She was like smiling almost.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was like almost like she was like cracking a smile at the end. I was like, what? I don't. Awkward.
Yeah.
Awkward, maybe.
Awkward. Very awkward. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. What's going on here with this? Well, do you have anything else there, Mixie, that you...
No, and actually I was going to see if you were good because I need to get cooking.
Oh, yeah.
I have like deviled
Absolutely.
eggs to make and turkey to and so much stuff to do.
Well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and our
Yeah.
U.S. friends. Thanks for spending the time with us.
For sure.
It's
Sure.
been
Even though
awesome.
Thanksgiving
Thanks,
already happened, I hope everybody ate well on Thanksgiving. I'm a huge foodie, so I need to eat again. So I'm making more. Yeah, I hope everybody has a good weekend, a good day.
Absolutely.
And yeah, check us out.
Thank you very much, guys.
Hit us up.
Yeah, come join us. We're pretty much spend our days there. So yeah, come on over. So yeah, thanks again, guys. And we'll absolutely see you in the next one.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.